Hey everybody, BAM Collectibles here, back for another statue unboxing review for you. Today will be a very special unboxing where I showcase something very different from what I normally do on the channel. As a special guest, I invited my bro... Hey everybody, BAM's brother here to help showcase my long-awaited quarter-scale Green Ranger statue by PCS Collectibles. Way to make a freaking entrance, brother. Always. Throughout our life, my brother and I have enjoyed many shows, games, and movies. And Power Rangers was one of those first iconic franchises, shows, and heroes that we attached to, especially the Green Power Ranger. Me not being a statue collector, and my brother being neck deep into collecting, I knew this had to be my first statue to own. And me having this awesome platform to be able to share statues with everybody, I knew I had to showcase it on my channel. As kids, Power Rangers was so unique because it featured older kids wielding special powers and using giant robots to save the world. Plus, you and me both know that cheesy acting was borderline hypnotic as kids. Yeah, it was. As an adult, the power of nostalgia keeps the franchise very much alive in our hearts. That, coupled with the opportunity to meet the original Green Ranger actor Jason David Frank in person. When we attended the event, it was actually my 5th anniversary weekend, and my wife was so kind enough to let us celebrate another weekend, and we attended that epic event. Meeting Jason David Frank in person, what an authentic, real guy. He gave us like 3 to 5 minutes of his time, and I shared with him that it was actually my anniversary weekend, and the dude took my phone and recorded this.
Hey Desiree, what's happening with these guys right here? Just wanted to say happy 5th anniversary. Sending some Green and White Ranger love right here.
Yeah, bro. What an absolute dream come true bucket list weekend it was. Yeah. Without delay, let's jump on in and take a look at this epic statue. Hey, bro. Gotta do it? Yes. Yeah. Bam! Bam! Taking a 360 look at the box, we can see a portrait of the Green Ranger on the front, and on the sides is a picture of the non-EX version. Standard thick styrofoam with some Velcro straps holding everything together.
Busting open this bad boy, you see 2 separate styrofoam packaging, the top holding all of the separate Green Ranger pieces, while the bottom holds your base and a couple of the tail parts.
The base was exceptionally heavy, and I had a hard time kind of lifting it properly, so I was kind of pissing my brother off at the same time.
Overall, the packaging was very impressive. Everything was very tightly wrapped. No worries about anything falling apart during transit.
Very happy I had a second set of hands to help me showcase this base.
On the bottom, you see the Power Rangers logo and the edition size coming in at 54 of 193.
PCS did a freaking awesome job at sculpting all these realistic looking waves and the shade of the paint applied to them. The back tail piece is so massive. You can see the cavity here and that hole in the center where the steel rod from the next piece that gets connected will be inserted.
PCS did an amazing job of making this massive tail look like it's exploding out of the water.
Here's a close-up look of the back 2 joints of the tail. On the back of the tail, you can see the steel rod that's used to connect to the joint on the base. The parts between the tails are painted in a matte black, while you have this very nice, vibrant color of silver, gold, and green all throughout.
The added shading in the panel lighting really gives these tail joints an element of realism. On the opposite end, you will see the joint that will connect the last piece of the tail. If you look closely, you will see an impacted, large, round magnet.
can't even tell you how cool it is to hold the back piece of the tail with it being this massive in size.
I'm amazed at how sharp the actual point of the tail is. I mean, this thing looks like it could actually rip through a building.
Inside the cavity, we can see the magnet that'll help it attach to the rest of the other joints.
Between the weight of the resin and the metallic paint, it deceivingly makes you think this piece is metal.
The statue comes with many different parts that allow for different poses. We'll take a look at each part individually so that you can see how they're sculpted. Just like the back tail piece, each end has magnets on it that help attach to the shoulder joint and the hands.
Taking a closer look at the right arm, we can spotlight the textural differences between the glove making it feel like leather and the gauntlet making it feel like a piece of armor. The Sword of Darkness, also known as Hellfried in the original Japanese series. The paint application all throughout this sword gives it such an authentic feel of an evil weapon, and it goes along perfectly with the character in the series at this point who was influenced by evil.
Though I know my brother feels differently, if I had my choice how to display him, it would be with that sword. The centerpiece of the diamond armor was sculpted separately because there's actually two pieces of the rest of the armor that's used depending upon what pose you choose to have him in. Here's the rest of the shield, painted in a vibrant gold, sculpted perfectly to fit on top of the Green Ranger.
The statue comes with multiple versions of the Dragon Dagger. Here we see the version that is sheathed. Unlike the other versions of the Dragon Dagger that we will be taking a look at, the paint application on this one is very clean.
You can see the awesome leathery texture all throughout the sheath.
Here's another version of the Dragon Dagger. This version used for the configuration where he will be holding it up to his mouth as if he's actually playing it. A close-up look at the paint detail, you see some unfortunate sloppiness in this version.
I definitely agree with you. It was mildly disappointing to see all the paint bleeding throughout the dagger.
I am absolutely impressed with the sculpt of the helmet. The vibrant green and the texture of it give it such a solid, almost metallic feel to it as opposed to the other parts of the statue.
If there is anywhere where they took their time to slow down and make sure that the paint job was immaculate and perfect, it is this helmet.
Every detail from the mouthpiece to the teeth, the diamond on the head, to all the other different sculpt points, this helmet is absolutely perfectly done.
With all the pieces assembled, let's take a look at him standing in an attack position with the Dragon Dagger. He connects to the base with this steel rod seen in the bottom left. Just like the gloves, the boots have a nice white leathery texture to them.
Here we can spotlight one of my favorite features of the actual Green Ranger piece. The fabric texture of the body makes it almost feel like it's actual armor instead of the original show's spandex. Very strong.
There's a little gap between the diamond and the shoulder piece of armor. Thankfully, with the way that he's positioned on the dragon tail, that gap disappears.
With all of the differences in the texture and the features of this statue, it all comes together to give you an amazing spotlight on one of the show's strongest characters.
We had mentioned before that this character does have 3 different poses that he can be put in. We'll go ahead and show you each one.
Configuration number 1, with him holding the Dragon Dagger out in a battle position.
Configuration number 2 required the alternative shield because of the pose and the way he's holding his arms.
This version is my favorite because it spotlights him using the Dragon Dagger to summon the Dragonzord.
Last, and my personal favorite, is going to be him donning the Sword of Darkness. With quarter scale statues, I'm really thankful that some studios give you options available to make your display feel more unique.
For scale and size reference, I brought in some of my other Green Ranger collectibles to show them off side by side.
If you enjoy statue unboxings like this, I would ask you to consider subscribing to the channel to enjoy all future content, while I will be mainly focusing on my primary passions, Naruto, Pokemon, Fullmetal Alchemist, and other animes. I do enjoy presenting this one-off statue as a tribute to a character and series that means so much to me and my brother. As always, everybody, do what you love.
And love what you do.
Bam out. As adults, the power... Thank you for that.
So good.